Hey friends, how are you doing today? I hope you had a beautiful Monday today, and I'm coming on to, this is our day 3 of our book entitled A Sense of Clarity, 28 Days to a Happier You by Stephanie Coons. Yesterday we talked about, oops, my notes. Gratitude. So, how did your journaling go? I'm curious to see how your journaling went for gratitude. Was it hard to find things that you were grateful for? I like this one because it puts my mind towards God, and that's what God calls us. Our friendship with God calls us to find gratitude in everything. So I like that one. So today we're going to be talking about movement, which I like this subject too. Especially when you're suffering with chronic pain, movement can be anxiety producing almost. So let's explore that a little bit. Stephanie asks, do you have a current movement routine? And she says, if you don't be worried about that. This isn't, any criticism or anything like that, that this is something that we're going to journey together towards. And actually, I'd like to talk about changing your mindset about movement. When we think of movement, we think of exercise, and exercise can have a negative impact on us mentally. And exercise, when we talk about exercise, it can bring back a lot of negative feelings and stuff. So what if we change the conversation from exercise to just movement? And movement requires a little effort on our part, doesn't it? I know when I was suffering in chronic pain, just any kind of movement whatsoever it felt like it caused me more pain. But I had to come to the realization that I was going to be in pain whether I was moving or not. So I needed to find a way to keep myself moving. And really, this is just shifting our mindset from the idea of any kind of exercise to movement is really important in this journey that we're on for the next 28 days. Intentional movement outside of your daily routine can be very simple. It could be a 5-minute walk. Get up and walk, like if you're watching your favorite show, just get up and walk around the kitchen. I actually do this here, especially in the wintertime when it's hard to get out and walk. I will get up. I have a Fitbit, so I keep track of my steps. And I did set the Fitbit to what was realistic for me, because the settings, the natural settings on the Fitbit were not realistic for me in my situation. So I set it to realistic goals. And so if I don't, I can look at it at 3 o'clock or so, and if I'm not, progressing, I can walk around the island in the kitchen, or I could walk up a flight of stairs, things like that. So this is what movement is just getting up and take a few steps. Movement feeds into the idea of engaging your life, and that's really living when we engage in our life. Your body craves movement, and it will respond in a positive way. Our goal in this chapter is to let's explore the mental blocks or beliefs that keeps us from wanting to move. I know someone who describes everyone. It seems to me whenever he's talking about someone, he describes everyone according to their weight. And that just brings, when you're having that conversation with somebody, you're kind of like shutting down because you're feeling judged immediately, right? And I remember when I was suffering and I was 50 pounds heavier, and I had multiple reasons that I had to overcome to lose that weight. And that person would just say to me, you need to exercise. You need to get up and lift some weights or do this or do that. And I'm thinking, here I am in a lot of pain, And my medical doctors have literally said that is not what I need to do or should do. And I was told that I couldn't lift more than a fork. And, trying to explain to that person, it was very difficult and just constantly feeling judged. So I think, I was giving that example to explain how exercise and our belief systems turn into something that's negative. So Stephanie goes on to say, slowly introduce more movement into your life. So how do you do that? If you're sitting at a desk all day at a desk job, try to find times where you can get up and just walk around the room or walk around the desk or just, go to the water cooler or whatever you need to do to just get up and move. Try to do that every hour or every chance that you can. So this is just make reachable goals for yourself. If you have an active job, like a nursing job, which I came from, and I know that is extremely physical. It can be, especially if you're working in a hospital or a nursing home. It's a very physical job, and you're on your feet constantly for the entire shift. You might not even gotten a break. So what do you do then? Because you do want to do some kind of movement that's over and beyond your daily routine. So what I did when I came home as a nurse, I was so exhausted that the rest of the night I was on the couch until bedtime. So Stephanie suggests that try not to do that, to try to get up. Like I said, if you're watching your favorite show, get up and just walk a little bit around the room or something during the commercial. And also on your days off, it could be very easy to, it's kind of hard when you have kids, but it's very easy to just sit around when you have a very busy job like that, but to try to get up and do some more movement. Moving helps our body function properly. It brings oxygen and nutrients to our cells. It feeds your body and it increases your brain focus. So it's really important for us to try to keep our bodies moving, right? So I just want to go on to, because, we want to keep everything simple because we're trying to incorporate all of this into our life in a simple way so that we can bring more happiness into our life, right? So just keep it simple. I'll just say that maybe 3 years ago or 2 years ago, I could not walk more than 7 minutes. I would time it, and the pain was so excruciating. So what I did, I continued to time, and I continued to get up and walk every day for 7 minutes. And then I would increase it to 8 minutes. And then I would increase it to maybe 12 minutes, for a few days. And I would keep increasing until I could make it 15 minutes. And it probably took me a year to get up to maybe 15, 20-minute walk without being in bad pain. And so, but I was doing other things too along the way to try to help that along. So the point is to just, everybody can have some level of movement, no matter what you're suffering through or something like that. Just move your body is just so important, and to make it intentional. So Stephanie, here's the time for your journal, okay? So in your journal, you're going to talk about these things. What are some negative beliefs that you have about movement or exercise? Reflect back. Where did these come from? What types of activities do you actually enjoy? How much time do you commit to being more active and moving daily? And I just want to read a little bit of what she said here. Use your journal questions to guide you. What holds you back? Is it a history of failed attempts of a workout routine? A mother who told you that you were overweight? Where did these beliefs or thoughts come from? Next time, where it came from, and take where it came from and reframe it. An example could be, I choose to honor my body by moving 3 times a day for 10 minutes. I will record these in my journal. I am so grateful that I have the ability to move my body. I love and accept myself unconditionally. And she brings up such a good point, because one of the things that helped me survive the complex regional pain syndrome was I had to start refocusing my mind on not what I couldn't do, but to be grateful for what I could do and to focus on that. And the same thing with my diet. When I started having a lot of food intolerances, I had to refocus my brain to stop focusing on all the things I could no longer eat, but to start focusing with joy and excitement about the things that I could eat. So really, mindset is so important, and refocusing how you're thinking about things is so important towards happiness. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're able to follow along. If you're just joining us now, you can go back and watch the other videos. And I would really love to see some comments below to see how you're doing, if you're enjoying this, if you like it. And I know the book was free a couple of days ago on Amazon for Kindle. Hopefully it still is. I didn't check, but let me know if you got it too. I would be really interested in that. So I hope you guys all have a beautiful evening. Have a good night, and we'll talk again tomorrow. Bye.